Hello. You're listening to Questboard, a podcast where we make up random campaigns. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Tiffany. And just so you know, we are not professional writers in any way, shape, or form. At least we don't claim to be. We just really like tabletop RPGs, and we do this for fun.
That's right. We do this for fun, and we do this for Tiffany to confess her sins. Confess your sins, my child.
I must confess. Last week I said I kickstarted Daggerheart, and when I got back home, I realized, no, that wasn't on Kickstarter. I pre-ordered it off of their website. So I would like to retract the fact that I said I kickstarted it, but I did pre-order it, so I was excited about it before it even came out. So it's like I kickstarted it.
I see, my child, and your penance shall be rolling d20s until you get 5 20s.
Oof.
Or is that too harsh? I don't know. I've never actually sat through a confessional.
Me either.
Oh, okay.
I'm not Catholic.
Oh, I don't know. It's all the same to me.
Religion. Woo!
Yeah, just religion.
No
Anyways.
offense to any actual Catholics out there.
You got a new pope. Congrats.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool.
Besides that whole confession bit, well, mine was a bit. You really just let off a correction.
Yeah.
Besides that, I want to talk about our latest Monster of the Week campaign.
Yeah, Monster of the Week.
Which I implemented a brand new monster that I don't think exists.
It was terrifying and disgusting, and we all hated it. It was perfect.
Yeah. It was basically like heavily inspired from about those like
Pitcher pod plants.
Is that what they're called?
Yep, just a pitcher pot.
It's one of those plants that like has a sweet nectar thing that attracts bugs, and then they fall in, and then the bottom of it's actually like acid.
It's what Victory Bell is based off of.
That kind of thing. Imagine that, but instead of plant, it's all meat and sinew.
Yeah,
and then it has
flesh.
tentacles that like 4 flesh tentacles that goes out and was placed in like the sewer or drainage system, and then they like the vines came out from the storm drains and grabbed people and then dragged them down and then put the bodies into the acid in which then it digests it.
Disgusting. It took me a little bit too long to grasp the fact that he said flesh.
Even though every time I described every bit, I said fleshy bit.
Yes, you said fleshy. I just took that as, oh, the plant fibers are flesh-like. Not that they were actually flesh. My brain was rejecting the thought of this being flesh, not plant.
Also, I almost killed like half the party.
Yeah, that was fun. We almost all died. It was great.
I didn't want to like make it unfair, but I feel like it was just you guys had really bad rolls.
It was a bad roll kind of day, yeah.
Because I did where it was like a labyrinth down underground. So it's like, yeah, just roll random luck roll, 2d6. And if you roll high, then you're going to find the main thing. If not, you're going to encounter one of the wandering tentacles that's moving around and then have to deal with it / fight it.
The luck was not with us that day.
No, I felt really bad.
The dice were not in our favor.
Yeah, so I did feel bad, but then I'm like, if they didn't have this, then they wouldn't be close to dying. So I feel like it was more balanced in my head, at least. That was my self-justification.
Yeah. No, I think it was balanced enough, especially since we added a new player.
Yeah, we had a new player who I just jammed right in. It's just like, yeah, you're part of it now. Go ahead. I'm like,
well, because I don't know if we mentioned this before. My husband decided to drop out of that campaign because it's not exactly his kind of gameplay. He's not the biggest fan of Monster of the Week. So he decided to not play anymore because he was being a Debbie Downer about it. And so we're like, oh, okay,
and we replaced him.
Yeah, so we brought someone else in who was very excited about the game
just
format.
like all the bomb tier workers, they could always be replaced.
Oh, no. No, not that. He just didn't want to play anymore. And
which, it was funny because if you listen to all of our updates about this campaign, I incorporated a hint system that I'm like, okay, I got someone else to give a hint just in case they're stuck.
Yep.
And so I implemented the shapeshifter again. And
This time it was a
she
dog.
who played he,
Yeah, she's playing a guy, so it gets a little confusing.
so he, the character, who was skeptical about any monsters, did not like any monsters, still agreed.
Right?
Which, to be fair, you guys were rolling bad on. Actually, not exactly rolled bad. Asked not the important questions when researching this monster.
Yeah, I think we kind of dropped the ball on that. I
And
definitely did a couple
so
times.
you guys never found out the weakness. And so then I'm like, okay, here's a perfect hint system. If you say yes, I will give you this. If no, you could play around. I feel like if you didn't get the know its weakness, you guys will probably would have died because of how close you were with knowing their weakness.
Someone in the group did consider fire at one point, but
Yes.
I was stuck in thinking, oh, this thing is plant. So maybe we should just get a bunch of weed killer,
Which would have done nothing.
which would have done nothing. But then, thanks to your wonderful hint system, we realized, oh, kill it with fire. Gotcha. So we got a bunch of hairspray and big
So-
lighters.
One of the things that when I was designing this, it was heavily inspired by that plant.
Mhm.
But it was also the tentacles were inspiration from that one scene from Stephen King's The Mist.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, okay. Well, there's like the mist rolls over town. They can't see anything like that. There was a scene.
So, what's that game? Everyone knows the game. It's got the pyramid head.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill style mist.
Sort of. Well,
Okay.
the I think in Silent Hill because I watched the movies, but I didn't fully pay attention to stories, and I never played the games.
Same.
Silent Hill is like its own like alternate dimension, I think.
I feel
Or
like
something
that's
like
the
that,
case. Like you
where
walk
you-
into the mist and you
Yeah,
enter
this
another
one is
dimension.
just a mist blows over, and then there's
Okay,
monsters
okay.
in the mist
Gotcha.
that attack people. And there was a scene in the movie where like they were in the garage or something, and the garage door was like partially open, and a tentacle goes in and grabs the guy and pulls him out. It's
Classic.
scary. Ooh. But that one scene just like inspired the whole body snatching thing. And I'm
Gotcha.
like, okay, if they body snatch it and then drag them just to ingest them,
Mhm.
and then the moisture from the body gets expelled out, causing the fog that's around the town.
That makes sense.
And I thought, okay, what would be a weakness about it? Well, if it relies on the body heat of its environment and slash the bodies that it takes, then making it cold is the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weak to just being at low temperatures. And I thought, oh, well, if I make it a fire thing, it'll be kind of an interesting thing because it generates a moist environment itself because it expels all the moisture from the body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, you could use fire, but it'll be harder because
Right.
of its environment that it created. So that's the only reason I had those weaknesses.
Which is why we also picked up some dry ice and had that in a cooler that we eventually just dumped in its mouth and then proceeded to roast it on the outside while it was getting frozen from the inside. We flat up tortured that thing.
Yeah.
It was great.
Also, little, to be honest, behind the scenes, initially I didn't think about it, but in the moment I decided, oh, it's blind. It can't like actually see.
That actually probably helped us a ton.
I didn't think about it until like the very moment, and then I kind of like said something that was close, and in my head I'm like, oh yeah, he'll just be feeling around. It doesn't actually see.
Well, that makes sense because it's not like it has eyes on its tentacles.
Yeah, but that was just a detail that
I liked that detail.
I didn't think about until like the very moment.
It did make the scene like a nice amount of like tense because yeah, it can't see us. So we could possibly sneak past this thing if we don't accidentally touch it,
Also,
which happened far too much.
There is a lot of homebrewing because like, okay, you as a group want to move past this. I'm like, okay, well, there's a chance that something will bad happen. So I'm like, okay, act under pressure. And so I'm like, let's just do the group rule like D&D, where it's just
Yeah.
like you need more than half of the people to pass,
Right.
and then everyone passes.
Well, that's the fun of Monster of the Week. There's a lot of improv you can throw into that. It's a very fluid system.
Yeah. And also, we kind of learned about unstable wounds, which I
Yes.
didn't fully understand or looked into. So now we kind of know what that is, so I can incorporate that in future sessions.
Which, for those of you listening, the rules on like health and stuff is once you've taken 4 harm, you are now considered unstable and will accumulate more harm over time.
Well, it depends on the situation.
Depending on the situation
I'm
and the
going
type
to-
of wound.
Yeah, I'm going to play it as if I have, depending on what wound you guys get
Mm-hmm.
when hitting that 4th check mark, then it will determine, oh, you take damage over time, or you might be broken limb or like maimed leg or something like that, and you'll just get penalties for your rolls for
Right.
the rest of the session until you stabilize it.
I just thought of a really funny way for you to keep track of us being damaged. Just have the outline of a body and then have it like laminated or something, so you just mark on it with a red dry erase marker and just be like, damage here, damage there.
So you're basically saying from Fallout.
Oh, is that what that
there's
is?
on your Pip-Boy, there's your outline, and if you're crippled, it'll be like flashing red, like flashing
Basically,
on the
yeah.
limb.
Just so you can keep track of where all of us have been damaged, so you don't have to remember it, you have it written down.
Maybe.
Just have the outline be like, where did he touch you?
This is my broken square.
Yep. And
Anyways,
you can have like different symbols mean different kinds of
we will.
wounds.
I will figure something out.
Okay.
Or if you want to actually do that, I'm not gonna stop you.
I mean, I could make it for you if you want it.
Before we go on to our actual thing, that was the full update. It was a interesting monster and was one of my original creations.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, we make this podcast because we are very creative people and all that stuff, and you can get inspiration basically anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, Tiffany and I went to a friend's garage sale, and her neighbor had also a garage sale. And we were just looking around and all that stuff, and we saw a bingo board, like for the marbles.
Not a board, it's the rolling.
Yeah, the rolling
cage.
thing with the marbles or the things.
The little balls in it that has the numbers on them.
And so we were joking around like, that would just make a good Monster of the Week session. It's just like bingo or something like that. And Tiffany's like, yeah, it would. And then an hour later, after we left, I messaged Tiffany, I'm like, okay, I got a session planned for it based around bingo. Just because we just saw that one bingo thing.
Yeah. So
and I made a session out of it.
Is just equate each spot on a bingo board to
No, I already have something
Okay,
fully
you
planned.
figured it out? Okay.
I already have it fully planned.
You got the whole... Wow.
Yeah. So, again, you've listened to this podcast. This is what I do in my head a lot.
Yeah.
And not like...
I do stuff
this
like
one
that
we
too.
just do out loud to each other.
Yeah.
Normally it's just all in my head.
No, I do that too. I come up with some of the dumbest things, but usually it's some stupid craft though. And then later I'll be like, why was I making that so convoluted and hard to do when I can just do it this other easy way?
Oh, that's what I do for like back in school, where
Yeah.
it's just like I'm stuck on a 3D modeling project because I minored in it. I
Look
would
at me, I minored in it.
all it required was like 3 extra classes.
I know.
And so then I would go take a shower, and in the shower, I would come up with the solution.
Sometimes shower thoughts are where you come up with the best solutions. Anyone out there, let us know if you came up with some of the best shower thoughts out there. I totally want to hear your shower thoughts.
Or just get a link r/shower thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
There's
you
a
go.
whole subreddit for that.
Okay, if you want to read up on more shower thoughts, go check that out.
Anyways, yeah, that was just all our updates and all that stuff. One of these future episodes, I will talk about my bingo idea.
Woo!
I don't know if Tiffany will remember this, but we will see.
It's a fun enough idea. I'll probably remember it.
You'll know right in the beginning.
I will try to hide the fact that I know what's going on.
Well, you didn't hide the fact that you knew about Vampire Gym Bros. So.
Because I wasn't the only one who knew about Vampire Gym Bros. I will throw that out there.
Okay, but all you know is
Hannah was there too.
all you know is bingo. That's all you know.
Yes, all I know is bingo.
Anyways, we are so far into this episode. So we need to actually do our podcast.
Right. And today we are doing a party starters, if you hadn't guessed by the very beginning of this episode. Or the title.
Or the title. So
that we have yet to come up with.
Party of 4, level 1 adventurers meeting up for the first time.
Yep.
Okay. Roll those dice.
48.
48. We have not done it.
Oh, nice.
The party starts as desperate treasure hunters.
Disparate. Not desperate.
Disparate.
Whatever.
Treasure hunters Well, I was about to make a joke like all treasure hunters are desperate.
Right, but this doesn't say desperate.
Who
They're
have been
disparate.
brought together by a wealthy patron to seek a legendary tome. Little does the party know the tome is one of unspeakable evil,
Mm.
and their charismatic patron is the leader of a secret. We've done this so many times, though. An organization bent on destruction, subjugation. It's just something evil.
I don't know what that word means. Apotheosis?
Apotheosis.
Apotheosis?
Evil.
Apotheosis?
Okay. I just thought of something stupid.
Yeah.
But it's not an original thought. In which one was it? Borderlands 3, there was a DLC, Love, Guns, and Tentacles. Great DLC.
Sounds like a great name.
Yeah, it's Lovecraftian based DLC.
Makes sense.
But anyways, there was a side quest in which you had to get something for the lodge keeper for the menu for the wedding.
Oh, okay.
It was the Nombrenomicon,
The Nombrenomicon?
where it was a cookbook full of eldritch evil things.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so this is kind of just pulling straight from that. But what happens if like this person like is a evil chef that wants to like spread chaos through the food they make, and they need the Nombrenomicon?
Specifically the Nombrenomicon?
Yes, because that's the Necronomicon. It's
Yeah.
all about like the dead and necromancy.
Yeah.
And we don't want that.
No.
We need the Nombrenomicon, which is the evil foods.
Yeah, but the moment you mention a book title like that, the players are gonna know. It's got
Well-
Nomicon in it.
One, they just say it's like, hey, I want you to find this legendary tome. But don't say the title to the adventurers. He's just like, go here. There's a tome in it. It's very specially cased and all that stuff. Bring me that tome. And that's all they ask for.
Okay, here's this. I got an idea. We can leave it up to the DM what the tome is named and what unspeakable evil the patron wishes to unleash with the tome, and just come up with where the tome is and how to get to it.
Or
Or
do you want to spend this hopefully short amount of time because of our long banter doing a different play off of Nombrenomicon or Necronomicon, where we find a different book that's based off of something else? That's hard to come up with like the name off the spot,
yeah.
or just like a different theme to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It would have to start with N, following the naming scheme there.
What we can do is we will come up with the just general theme and what the bad organization wants to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the episode title, they will find out what name icon we chose. So that gives us more time to actually think about it and
Yeah.
not on the podcast. And then they'll see what we came up
And
with.
then they'll listen to this and realize how desperate we are.
It'll make an easier title for us.
Yeah, fair.
It's,
You guys
it's up
have
to you.
no idea how long sometimes it takes us to come up with the title for the episode, because we come up with like 10
We
really
try.
stupid things until we finally settle on something not as stupid.
Well, we try to make good titles.
Yeah, we try to make them punny and
So,
fun.
do you want to do that
Sure. So what unspeakable evil does...
version of a book?
Yeah. And it can't be food, because you're pulling that straight from something else.
Yes. And it can't be the undead bodies.
Right.
That's the original.
Because that's already a thing. What other kind of unspeakable evil is there? The art of stealing names?
Isn't that the power over names? Isn't that what the Fae is? Yeah,
In
like
the
knowing
Fae,
their true name.
yeah, knowing
or
someone's
something?
true name has power. But I'm talking about like stealing someone's name, taking that away from them. They forget their own name.
Are you
and
talking
they
about?
lose...
Okay, now you're just pulling spirit away.
Oh, yeah, I am. Oh, you're right.
Actually, what if it? This is the quick and dirty. We could go back to a fallback plan. Name a nomicon where
I was
basically
thinking, I was
gives
thinking
people-
Nombrenomicon.
or that where it gives humans the ability that Fae have, which is
Oh, yeah.
to get someone's name and hold power over them, and that's how they gain world domination.
Mm-hmm.
Is then they take the names of kings and all that stuff, names that they already know,
Mm-hmm.
and then using the power of Fae.
Now I actually have to look up and see if my Spanish was correct. Yep, I was right.
So say the name again.
Nombre, Nombre, Nombrenomicon. I keep accidentally rolling my tongue.
So do you want that as our fallback just in case we can't think of anything else?
Yep, because that's just the first thing that popped in my head.
I mean, it'll be interesting because, yeah, if this is a world of humans and all that stuff, that makes a full campaign.
It really does.
And
then the evil
all
guy could use it.
high-powered individuals have their names registered and all that stuff. So.
Ooh, yeah, that's dangerous. Because humans don't understand the power of names.
Or they're a fellow noble and they just need to, I don't know exactly about Power of Fae, but then they just go to a social gathering and get introduced and they say their names and all that stuff. And if that's the way you need it, or they tell you their full name.
There was a book I read sometime, I can't remember what book it was, but just having the name written down wasn't enough. They needed to hear the way you say your own name. The inflection you put in certain spots. They have to know exactly how you understand your name. So just seeing it written down isn't enough. You have to say it.
If the leader is a fellow nobleman, go to social gatherings, then they slowly gain the power of everyone in the kingdom.
Exactly.
Of everyone who's in power.
Yeah.
And then they become ruler themselves. And then boom, bam, you have a campaign and you have a big, bad, evil guy.
And he could possibly even gain power over one of the players. And that could end up with some shenanigans happening because
you have to ask their permission on that one.
Yeah. You work with one of your players and maybe have him gain sway over them.
Tiff, if I'm ever one of your players, you automatically have
I know.
Full consent about doing that to me without telling me.
Fair. But the problem is
funnier.
The fact that we've already used that with the players, they're expecting you to be in on something with me. So if you actually don't know, that'd be funnier.
Yeah. I'm saying you always have consent, my full consent, for any of my, doing anything to my characters. Because I don't care.
You know what? Same. I'm always prepared for my character to die.
That's great. I will
take advantage of that.
No, we have a mundane that loves to go off and be reckless.
Yeah, but that's how he gains experience.
Yes, and that's why I'm going to kill him one of these days. Anyways, do you want to try something else, or do you want to call it at the Nombrenomicon?
I mean, I can't really think of anything else.
Well,
can you?
Well, to be fair, you were thinking based off of just the name.
Yeah.
If we want to think of just a separate thing, actually, no, we should just stick with this, because then we could just think of other things to add for this then. Because we already have the organization, their entire goal, and basically how they're going to get into power. So what do you want to add then? Is there anything special about the dungeon?
Maybe a lot of the puzzles emphasize the importance of names.
I was thinking, what happens if the dungeon location is it's similar to the legendary nature of the Library of Alexandria, where it's just is it real? Is it where is it? It's hard to find, and it's just containing knowledge and all that stuff.
Right.
And this is just knowledge of ancient knowledge that they used to know how the Fae worked that was lost over time.
Makes sense. It could be similar to the Library of Wan Shi Tong in Avatar, The Last Airbender.
We can totally make them just be in the desert in the beginning at level 1.
Ooh, that'd be rough. Fun, though. Be an interesting way to start a campaign. Y'all are out here in the middle of a desert looking for an ancient library that may or may not exist.
Well, minus the library part, I already had that thought of a starting campaign in the desert.
Oh, gosh. Oh, next time you're a DM for D&D, I'm scared.
I don't hold back punches.
I know you do.
Actually, I do hold back a couple punches, but
I always hold back because I'm too afraid to kill people.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be the next DM.
Well, currently you're the GM, so it'll probably be someone else next time.
Well, to be fair, Monster of the Week is Keeper.
Oh, Keeper, not GM. Sorry.
I just say Game Master because it's all-encompassing.
Yeah. Game Master is the generic. Dungeon Master is Dungeons & Dragons. Keeper. I think Keeper is a couple other things, too. The person running the show.
I guess this is a sign that we have nothing else.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this is disappointing or not. We were very quick on what to decide.
Well, I think it's a really interesting concept, though, giving a human the power that a Fae has over names. It's an interesting
yes, but okay.
touch.
This is going to be 25 minutes long. 13 of it is going to be us beginning banter.
Yeah.
About 7 minutes is going to be like us coming up with it.
And
And then the
rest
last
of it,
5 is us doing this side thing about like continue to talk about me being a GM.
and that right there is the breakdown of our usual stuff. No, it came together really quick this time. If you want, we can come up with some puzzles for the dungeon.
No, because I'm bad at coming up with puzzles. Puzzles is hard to come up with on the spot.
And I just feel like they should all be like word or name based puzzles.
That's still really hard to come up with something on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the same thing as like a treasure map with clues.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I guess then we'll end it here.
Ooh, I did think of one other fun thing you can throw in there.
What?
Like everyone thinks that, okay, you change out the words here. Everyone thinks that the library is hidden in Ireland, but really it was in Iceland the whole time. Name that reference.
I don't know that reference.
Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
I'm not obsessed with that movie like you are.
I know, but it's a good movie. Everyone should be. Anyway, you could totally have that clue be in there somewhere, and so they actually end up in the right place.
Or it's just scripted. You come across it because it's a level 1 party.
Yeah, fair. I kind of forgot about their level 1s.
Party starters, Tiffany party starters.
Then that's how they all came together.
And then they're like, oh, we caused the rise of this dictatorship.
Yep.
So, anarchy. I don't know.
Woo.
Uprising. The players have to fix the problems they caused.
Yep.
So, if you put this in your campaign, let us know how the players react to. If you decide Nombrenomicon, let me know about that more. But what did your players decide? Like, react to the interesting new book that we added to the world.
Or if you gave it a different name, let us know.
Or, actually, no, even better. Yeah, give us updates on your campaign. But let us know if you could think of a different style of book and what it refers to.
Ooh, yeah.
Like Necronomicon or Nombrenomicon. Like, what is your own version? And what is the evil version info that's in that book? I want to hear some of those. You can let us know down in the comment section of this YouTube video, on X at QuestBoardPod, or on Blue Sky at QuestBoard. If you want to send us any job postings of your own that we can make a quest out of on our normal stuff, you can let us know on any of those platforms. I think with that, I wish you all a good night.
And happy questing.